A debate is growing over the use of automated license plate readers, which are commonly called flock cameras. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell. In the past week, we have brought you several stories from Elk Grove, Grass Valley, Yuba Sutter, Roseville, and more areas. But these cameras, look, they've been used for years. I do want to bring in ABC 10's Becca Hotbegger to join us in studio. Becca, I know in our editorial meeting this morning, we were wondering, why is this debate growing, especially now?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's what I asked experts today. Flock, we should say, is a major company that produces these cameras, though there are other companies, including Axon and Motorola. And interestingly, criticism seems to be transcending political lines.
They're posted at intersections across the region, reading license plates, building a digital trail of where drivers have been. Supporters say automated license plate readers are an important crime-fighting tool. Critics call them a surveillance state in the making. And the pushback isn't coming from just one side of the aisle.
No matter where you fall on the political spectrum, we all seem to be arriving at the same conclusion, which is government mass surveillance is out of control and needs to be reined in immediately.
Chad Marlowe is senior policy counsel with the American Civil Liberties Union. He says conservative opposition to the cameras stems from concerns of big government overreach. Progressive opposition centers around the potential for historically over-policed communities to be further targeted. Different starting points, the same worry, a serious invasion of privacy.
People in the political center, or even the non-politically involved, still it's the it factor of, why are you watching everywhere I'm going? That's private to me. Even if I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't want everywhere I go being tracked.
Dave Moss with the Electronic Frontier Foundation has followed this fight for 13 years and says one detail keeps getting overlooked.
There aren't the same protections for this data that there is for, say, other things like our cell phone location data.
Moss says if police want someone's phone location, they need a warrant. He argues these cameras let them get similar information without one, and he'd like to see that change.
Make it have to go through a judge. That way you're not running it for every single thing that comes through.
Here in Sacramento County, the sheriff's office says it has 168 flock cameras around unincorporated areas, including Rancho Cordova.
Without question, immensely. And that's still an understatement. It is an invaluable piece of technology that we utilize every day.
Sergeant Edward Igo says every time a camera detects a wanted license plate, a human in the sheriff's office verifies it. He says the technology doesn't include facial recognition, and California law bans the sharing of data with agencies outside the state, including federal law enforcement. Flock Safety's founder and CEO, Garrett Langley, says nationwide, the results speak for themselves.
We helped in over 1 million crimes last year, over 10,000 missing people.
Critics question whether the trade-off is worth it. Langley says he understands the concern, but argues it doesn't have to be one or the other.
We believe in a future where public safety and privacy can coexist. The debate is real, but we shouldn't forget that safety is also a fundamental right.
I don't think these companies should be trusted with our data, particularly because these companies are not in it for public safety. They're not in it to serve police. They are in it to impress their investors. These are tech companies in the end.
He and Marlowe say they'd like to see the cameras banned nationwide. The next best thing, they say, would be strict limits on how long the data can be stored.
The ACLU actually supports a 48-hour data retention limit.
I mean, minutes would be the best way to protect people.
And as for why the debate over these cameras is blowing up now when they've been used for years, people I spoke with today say it's a mix of factors, including a loss of trust in government across the political spectrum, more people seeing and becoming aware of the cameras and how they're used, these companies growing their database and sharing capabilities, and the use of AI in identifying vehicles, and high-profile instances of law enforcement officers misusing the system. This is a story we'll continue following. Alex?
All right, Becca, thank you for that update.